No wonder, it's got these ugly posters sticking all over it. I'll try to tear off the
I'm going to squash.
It won't let me get any...
You
want to hitch a ride on my bike, but I need to deliver the mail.
Jerry didn't care what the frog said because he was too lazy to walk.
What? But it wasn't like that at all. These chestnuts are huge. What have we here? Looks like a script to me. The Curse of Zaroff. Act 1. Silly little Jerry. I am...
Hated by all woodlanders.
No, that's a lie.
An obnoxious moocher.
That's not true.
Finally trampled to death by the angry rock toad.
Who would write this nasty stuff? What? Nothing is like it seems.
You must give up.
The spell nails have darkened the soul of the first tree.
Just give it up.
The lizards. Zaroff!
Arrivers up.
I must stop.
Woohoo! Jerry!
Cussed.
Two large boulders.
That were much too heavy for puny.
Huh, I'll show you. See? Oh, I'm almost right. Milk does do a body good. It switches on. Surprise. Hello?
Hello there, Luminance Lighting Service. How may I help you?
A good friend of mine would like to be back in the limelight.
Who's the lucky guy then?
A large toad, here on stage.
Very well. I can see illuminating this gentleman will be a truly... This looks like a job for a life.
Uh-oh, the chestnuts went pretty far up his nostrils.
Take your hand. I ought you. My mind is clear. I was weak, but the spell that fogged my mind is... I will to the street.
Isn't that good enough? Plato, are you all right?
I'm sorry, but my friend Jerry needs help again.
Strangers?
Jerry didn't care what the frog said.
What are you saying? You want to borrow me? But I need to deliver...
Jerry didn't care what the frog was...
He thinks that cardboard... And he doesn't remember me.
Oh, where have you been?
Where have I been? The three of us were in the dark tunnel. And then...
Oh, just as long as you're doing all right.
I was about to say the same.
Friendship removes the nail? Who's supposed to believe that?
Hey! What's going on here? Where did Plato go?
Unfortunately, Plato, the clumsy amphibian, recently...
Oh, really?
He broke all his frog legs on an oak while being forced to deliver a useless letter for a certain... Jerry Hazelnut.
Mean, miserable bitch bit.
Hey, look who's here.
Spotting tater nose bogey.
Maybe he can help me. curse of Zaroff. Let's see. Without hesitation, and it ceases to live.
Ha! First you wanted wishes, as if I hadn't known it. All you need to do, right here.
Immediately, Jerry was absolutely to the end.
I'm not gonna.
But gold is the most stable in. Go ahead, boy. Draw your.
Right, this should work.
Wait, Jerry.
Yes?
Do you really want to know how deep that rabbit hole goes?
Excuse me? Fine by me. Lever? Is that all?
Jerry was so disappointed.
Oops.
No! Ouch! The lovely shamrock. It came off.
I'm sorry. I think I ruined.
Ouch! Oh no! Me gold! Me gold!
There! Now I can reach the top hat.
Ha! Jerry.
I just want to get.
Dirty!
Well, who?
Me gold! My. Nothing but worthless plastic chips.
Curses.
By all the snatty snot noses of all the peat bog banshees. If it isn't, young Johnny, the plumber. Looks like you rid me of my delusion, boy. Thank you ever so kindly. I surely owe you. Should I turn someone into a sheep to stop this madness?
No, no!
You must help me remove the.
All right, boy. And O'Donnell doesn't like to be beholden to anyone. This. Hail and
Thanks, Mr.
the curse I was under, I'm going, and O'Donnell is born for freedom. You remember that, you ugly, conniving whisperer.
The land of volcanoes, sharp swords and man-eating fox spirits. What a beautiful place to fail. Just give...
Hey!
I'm a fox, I swear.
Kitsu.
You are trapped in a human's body.
But if a human accepts a fox for who she is,
Even if that were the case,
I tried to change.
you may wish to be a fox again. I shall protect your ears from the confusion wrought.
Please help.
I shall heal you, or
Kitsuna. Kitsuna. She.
we have... There cannot be, and even if there were, biting their flesh, or biting...
Great. The curse of Zaroff. Little Jerry.
He kept bothering the fox.
Until. Ooh, they grew tired of the immature smart aleck and devoured him, bones and all.
Ouch!
Let's see what happens when I hold this.
My ears!
I hope she'll remember her bell. Kitsuna?
Jerry?
Are you trying to rob me of my remaining senses? Human! I shall have all humans suffer.
I'm a
You may wish to be a fox. I shall.
Jerry!
Quick, Kitsuna!
You belong.
I will always be a fox.
And Jerry's sound carrier shattered.
Oh, great. The sound carrier. Another one of those.
A completely...
Oh, stop it already. My mum always says... The Guardian's in the...
If you I will bite.
I had better keep my... Kitsuna?
Jerry,
Humans and fox.
but if...
You may. I shall.
You will...
Jerry, why don't I will always...
I know, and that's a good thing. You are you.
Fox.
Young, I am but a blind guardian. I owe you my thanks. Be a friend.
Friendship removes the nail.
Ice everywhere. And
The boy was so overjoyed at getting to spend another vacation in one of the most beautiful places on Earth.
Vacation?
That, cheering loudly, he tore
Jerry! I'm beginning to think you don't care about me.
Mr. He, the only thing I... But you just...
Yes, please forgive me.
I certainly hope so, you useless amateur! Now, where were we? The mighty polar whale broke through the ice behind Jeremy, and with his mighty voice...
You have made. You even advanced to the edge of the. But it is time to let go. Join me.
Great, another script.
The magnum opus of the fantastic Zaroff. A first-class literary stroke of genius, you ignoramus.
The title is The Curse of Zaroff, 4th
A master.
Jerry was at the North Pole. It was
Just like really being there.
Jerry was snowed in and frozen. Everyone was happy about that.
What a beautiful...
Just that Jerry couldn't resist. You just want my...
Exactly. Finally, you've go right.
No.
Oh, quiet!
That is... And he...
And it's no.
No, it looks like... A Christmas... Mum always bakes delicious...
The young boy's yearning for the familiar sweets was downright overwhelming. It painfully reminded him of the fact that his mother would never again hold him in her arms.
This is just love.
The curse and all that is all right, but dragging his...
Disgusting! Quiet!
Maybe it'll make me feel better if I take down the decor... Ho ho ho! Now I have a very festive... I bet this is how Santa... You know, I bet if Santa ever goes ice fishing, he takes along plenty of warm milk and cookies. Right, let's...
The polar whale had taken the bait and dragged the wimpy boy down into the...
Just a cable.
Ah, that's an evil,
Electric! It looks electric!
Yes, that's it. A wicked electric cable eel that's about to, just a minute.
That's about to wrap itself around my scrawny neck?
Yes!
I think you need a vacation if you depend on a 12-year-old. The cable loops back... Wait, why am I saying back there? when I'm clearly on an ice floe in... I'll just pull on... Hey, look! I see. Looks like the fan's direction can be changed.
No, you can't do that. The fan
Baloney.
That is... Thank you.
No, no!
Our nightmare. But many are still dwelling under the curse. You...
And Zaroff is a mighty whale!
I'm way too small.
That is exactly your strength, little land walker.
Woohoo! Jerry! You can do it, Jerry!
Quiet!
We believe in you, Jerry!
Go, Jerry!
I shall now dive home. Be strong, Jerry. Be strong.
I will stop Zaroff. I will stop him.
Curses. No, no, no! You'll ruin it! You!
Jerry removed the... He realized that this was all just a dream that he and his friends were trapped in. He understood that he was able to change the dream
But
because it was his dream.
you can't.
The unfriendly man
Congratulate.
and was suddenly much nicer.
That was truly fantastic, Jerry.
The...
Ladies and gent, Jerry! On.
And finally... Jerry woke up. Now where did Zaroff...
You defeated removed the Marquis. Now, show me what you're made of, tree.
Jerry, defend yourself. Excellent. You repelled his spell with the nail and rendered it harmless. Zaroff lost one of his spells.
You took everything I had. For this I shall... It is you.
You did it, Jerry. Zaroff used his magic against you and lost.
I didn't mean to do it. Not like this. Marquis, are you...
He's still too weak. He cannot answer you.
Who's the boy? Where did he come from?
The tree, it remembers. It remembers the teacher and the apprentice who once visited this place. Zaroff did evil things. That's why he cannot look the child he once was in the eye. But who among us could, after all?
Who is he? What does all this mean?
The great Zaroff. One of the greatest illusionists of his time. You may have heard of him. Not many remember him now. In reality, he wasn't just an illusionist. He was one of us, a magician. Zaroff was the last apprentice of the Marquis de Hoto. When the rabbit trained him, he was just a boy, not much older than you. When his training was finished, young Zaroff and his teacher visited the clearing of the first tree, and they left some traces behind. The tree would remember them. Soon, the Marquis and Zaroff became living legends as they hurried from one world to the next, from portal to portal, and helped wherever help was needed. They were true tree walkers, but their path led them to a place where darkness ingrained upon their souls. I was there when the mirror of shadows disclosed to them their own potential. They beheld their own brightest virtues and saw the darkest chasms within their souls. And only few can bear that kind of truth. So it was only a matter of time until the dark seed sprouted within them. And when it did, the Marquis was the first to start doubting the ideals of the tree walkers. Then the apprentice started doubting the teacher, and finally the two of them turned on each other in hatred. In his blind wrath, the Marquis banished his apprentice to the world from whence he came. He took away his ability to walk between worlds, so that every portal would remain closed to him. Zaroff became a prisoner in his own world. A world that had room for magic only on its stages. Thus he became the Great Zaroff, the illusionist. But the appeal of the new tricks he invented to captivate his audience soon wore off, and Zaroff fell for a second time. Marooned, forgotten. In his despair, he began to rattle the doors of his reality. He turned to alchemy, forbidden experiments, to open up the portal worlds once again. And with every failed experiment grew the hatred for his teacher and for his audience that no longer cared for him. And when Zaroff was finally driven by nothing other than fury and revenge, something answered to his rattling and knocking. Consortium Squamata, the lizards. With its false promises, the Consortium had already passed through many worlds. Promises that would disturb the balance of nature. Zaroff was approached by 4 members of the Consortium. They offered the magician a deal. The lizards had surreptitiously obtained the ability to walk between worlds, but they didn't know the way to the most secret of places. Zaroff, on the other hand, had memorized the paths of the tree walkers, the portals, the path to the clearing of the first tree. Thus he led the lizards through the portals, betraying the tree walker he had once been with every step of the way. In exchange, they gave him the power to cast a curse on one of the first trees. The lizards gave Zaroff 4 nails. 4 nails made of 4 cursed metals, serving to drive the magician's spell deep into the trunk of the first tree, where it would take effect and make the inhabitants of the portal worlds his final audience, thus trying to obtain respect and glory by force. Zaroff's final great triumph. And while the portal worlds were suffering from the curse of Zaroff, the lizards invaded them, as they had done many times before. Only one could have provided help. But Zarov's mentor, the Marquis de Hoto, had spiraled himself further into the darkness that the Mirror of Shadows had revealed to him.
The cold one.
He was willing to let us freeze to death.
The good tree walker who had trained Zarov. I had already given up hope I would ever meet him again. But when Zarov entered the clearing, the first tree remembered the magicians. When it recognized the threat that the apprentice posed, the first tree brought to life and sent out the memory.
What will happen to Zaroff now?
This place might be his only salvation. He will remain in the shadow of the first tree. The Marquis, the first tree, they were right. You went beyond yourself. That's how you fight and faced down. The Marquis made you a true tree walker, but you were forced to pay a high price. When the Marquis went from idea to reality by entering your world, so your father, as though through a revolving door, the Marquis came to life, and your father was lost in the rift. But do not worry. You say, and very soon we will. An acquaintance of mine once said, "Only those who get on the way can find their way." And so it came to pass that Jerry had to leave his mentor behind in the clearing of the first tree. Jerry knew that he had been more than the memory of a courageous, one-of-a-kind tree walker, more than the first tree of Mousewood needing Jerry's help. He had been a friend. Then, for the last time, the Marquis slowly turned and lifted his hand as if to wave goodbye.
I will never forget you,
said Jeremiah Hazelnut.
And I will never forget you,
came the reply from the shadows at the foot of the tree. And the boy knew the Marquis, the tree, he would remember him. When Jerry returned to Mousewood, lost in thought, there was music in the streets, because for the first time in a long while an apprentice had come to Mousewood to study the art of arts. And for the first time in a long while, the Treetop Festival, the celebration of friendship and courage, was held in honor of an apprentice who had finished his training, in honor of the tree walker, Jeremiah Hazelnut, the rabbit's apprentice.
And then there are scary tales as well. Secret, forbidden ones that you can only tell behind closed doors. Are you suddenly cold too?
Who was that boy?
My friend's apprentice. Thank you for helping him. He broke Zaroff's curse.
I underestimated Zaroff, and that boy too. Will you finally free me from this prison, so that I may once again protect the portal worlds? This kind of thing must never happen again.
You know that this is impossible, old friend.